Picture twins with extraordinary powers. Their secret terrifies the whole village. What would the villagers do to protect themselves? Let's dive into this shocking tale of mystery and fear. In the peaceful village of Nnewi, where the skies were always blue and the fields rich with harvest, lived a couple named Chuks and Ifeoma. Little did they know their lives and the life of the village would change forever with the birth of their twins. One fateful night, under the light of a full moon, Ifeoma gave birth to twin boys. They named them Chima and Chuks.
By the power vested in us, we declare that your names shall henceforth be Ima and Ux, signifying your transformation, courage, and the unbreakable bond between you.
The villagers celebrated, but something unusual was noticed. From birth, the twins had an unusual mark on their foreheads, resembling the shape of a lion's paw. The elders whispered among themselves, unsure of what it meant. Chuks and Ifeoma were loving parents who tried to protect their children from the villagers' curiosity. They raised the twins with care, teaching them to be kind and respectful. When the twins turned 10 years old, a terrifying event occurred, shattering the peace in the village of Nnewi. Chima and Chuks' skin started to change, becoming as tough and cunning as the lions, but their heads remained human. The village was in shock. They roamed the village streets, their lion bodies striking fear into the hearts of everyone. No one dared to approach them. The village elders gathered to discuss the strange happenings, led by Chief Okeke. They pondered on how to protect the village from the twins' transformations. The elders decided to consult a powerful diviner from a distant land. They hoped she could explain the mystery of the twins and find a solution to protect the village. The diviner arrived and made a striking and startling prophecy. The twins were born with a curse that turned them into lions. This curse could only be lifted by a rare herb found deep in the Forbidden Forest. The Forbidden Forest was a dangerous place, filled with wild animals and spirits. No one had ventured there and returned alive. The villagers were terrified but desperate to lift the curse. Despite the dangers, 3 brave young men volunteered to go into the forest. Their names were Nnamdi, Obi, and Ese. They were determined to save the village and the twins. The diviner prepared these 3 brave young men, Nnamdi, Obi, and Ese, for their perilous journey into the Forbidden Forest. The diviner named Ifeoma gave each of them a sacred instrument to guide and protect them, a wooden staff for Nnamdi, a crystal amulet for Obi, and a leather pouch containing a magical powder for Ese. She also instructed them to wear traditional clothing adorned with symbols of protection and strength. As they ventured into the forest, they encountered numerous challenges. The treacherous path twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the woods. Wild beasts roared and charged, but the men stood firm, using their instruments to defend themselves. Along the way, they met a spirit child who offered them water from a glittering stream. The child's eyes sparkled with mischief, but her smile was kind. But none of the men drank from the deadly stream. Further on, they encountered a woman who resembled Obi's wife, Ngechi. She served them food and drink, but Ese, tempted by his hunger, defiled the offering. Suddenly, he vanished into thin air. The remaining 2 men pressed on, determined to complete their quest. However, as they crossed a rusted bridge, the ground beneath Nnamdi gave way, and he fell into a hidden chasm. Obi, now alone, faced numerous spirit tests. He solved riddles, demonstrated his courage, and showed his wisdom. Finally, the guardian spirit of the forest presented him with the rare herb. With the herb in his hand, Obi returned to Nnewi as a hero. The villagers rejoiced, but their celebration was tempered by the loss of Nnamdi and Ese. They knew that the journey was not over. The bereaved families mourned, and the villagers offered their condolences. The elders gathered to discuss the fate of the missing men. Ifeoma, the diviner, revealed that Nnamdi's body had been trapped in the chasm, while Ese's hunger had led him astray. The villagers vowed to never forget the bravery of the three men and to always honor their memory. Chukudi and Ifeoma prepared a special portion with the herb and gave it to the twins. Slowly, Chima and Chuks' transformation became less frequent and less terrifying. The twins had to learn to control their powers. The diviners stayed in the village to teach them techniques to manage their transformation and use their powers wisely. As the twins gained control, the villagers began to relax. Life started to return to normal, and the fear that once crept the village began to fade. One night, the village was attacked by wild animals from the forbidden forest. The villagers were unprepared and scared, but Chima and Chuks stepped forward to help. Using their powers, the twins defended the village. They fought bravely. Their lion forms now a source of protection rather than fear. The villagers were amazed and grateful. They saw the twins in a new light, not as cause but as their protectors. Trust and respect for the twins grew. Chima and Chuks formed a close bond with the villagers. They used their powers to help with daily tasks and protect the village from any threats. Despite the villagers' acceptance, the twins knew they still had much to learn about their powers. They continued their training with the diviner, discovering new abilities and secrets. The diviner warned them of a dark force that could exploit their powers. The twins had to be vigilant and wise, for their true test was yet to come. One day, a mysterious stranger arrived in the village. He claimed to know more about the twins' cause and offered to help them to fully lift the curse. But his intentions were unclear. Chima and Chuks were suspicious of the stranger but decided to hear him out. He told them of a hidden temple where they could find the final cure. The twins, accompanied by the diviner, embarked on a journey to find the hidden temple. The path was filled with challenges, testing their strength and unity. The final test awaited them at the temple, a sacred place of ancient power. The twins, Chima and Chuks, stood before the entrance, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They knew that this would be their most challenging trial yet, one that would require all their courage and wisdom. While they were still perplexed, they heard the high priest's announcement from the temple.
This is the chamber of reflection. In this sacred place, you will confront your deepest fears and darkest desires. Only by overcoming these can you lift the curse completely.
With a deep breath, the twins stepped forward, entering the chamber. The air inside was still with an otherworldly energy. Mirrors surrounded them, reflecting their deepest fears and desires. Chima saw himself losing control, his powers raging like a wildfire. Chuk saw himself being consumed by darkness, his heart filled with hatred. But they did not falter. With a newfound understanding of their powers and themselves, they faced their fears and desires head on. They embraced their true selves, acknowledging their flaws and weaknesses, and in doing so, they found the strength to overcome them. The mirror shattered, the curse lifted, the twins' lion forms disappeared, leaving them with only their human bodies and the wisdom they had gained. They emerged from the temple, their eyes shining with a newfound sense of purpose and belonging. The twins returned to Nnewi, greeted as heroes. The village celebrated their bravery and the lifting of the curse, marking the end of their long ordeal. Life in the village returned to normal, but the bond between the twins and the villagers grew stronger. They were no longer feared but respected and loved. The village enjoyed a time of peace and prosperity. The twins used their knowledge to help others and protect the village from any future threats. The diviner stayed in Nnewi, passing down his wisdom to the younger generation. The villagers learned to appreciate and respect the balance of nature and the power of unity. Nnewi became a beacon of hope and unity. The villagers worked together to build a better future, inspired by the twins' story and the lessons they had learned. Chima and Chuks grew up to have families of their own. They taught their children the values of courage, wisdom, and kindness, ensuring the legacy continued. The villagers never forgot the trials they had faced. They honored the memory of the journey and the bravery of the twins with annual celebrations and stories. The village thrived. Its future bright and secure. The lesson learned from the twins' story helped guide the community through any challenges they face. As they grew older, Chima and Chuks passed the torch of leadership to the next generation. They remained respected elders, guiding the village with their wisdom. The story of the twins taught the villagers that fear could be overcome with courage, unity, and wisdom. It showed that acceptance and understanding could turn even the darkest curses into blessings.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Also remember to like, comment, and share our content with your friends and on your timelines. Feel free to share your thoughts about the story in the comments section as well. Thank you.